Today's video has kindly been sponsored by myself and my own webshop, hsMVY.shop. If you're looking for scale modeling supplies like paints, kits, and all other things alike, go check it out. We've recently gotten in a couple of new shipments from Scale Production, Highlight Model Studio, No. 5 Paints, and a new shipment is underway from Streetblisters as well. Some Tamiya products have been restocked, and I've also added the XF range of paints to the lineup too, and a lot of Aoshima and other kits are currently and constantly being restocked and refilled. So please go check out my webshop, tsmc.shop, and help support the channel. Alphamodel has sent me out this Aston Martin Vantage kit, and with me being a pretty big fan of Aston Martin, I'm really excited to start building this one. Now let's of course first start off with the unboxing, see some of the general contents, and then go over them in a bit more detail further on in the video. As usual with these resin kits, the chassis is not really all that much to talk about, but since this one does have a little more detail than their standard kits that I've seen so far, some do have some more details, others have pretty much no detail whatsoever. It is nice to see that this one has the exhaust molded in, the rear diffuser lower section is also molded in, and some other general detail to just not make it look as flat and plain as some of them have been in the past. So it's good to see that they are spending a little bit more time and attention to these parts, but not going overboard. In addition to that, there are some chassis or at least some suspension components which are pretty much non-existent. It is their same old system with a small square bit and some other bits and bobs on top of it, the holes for locating all of the calipers, and of course inserting the wheel in the center, and that's it as far as suspension goes. For the disc brakes, they do have some photo-etched details to add on top of this, which I will show you later, but the main part is of course this resin center for the front and the rears. It is nicely detailed for the front ones, the rears are a bit plain and simple, but that's pretty much how they look on the real car too, so no complaints there either. Now to spruce all of that up a little bit, there are some calipers included as well. You have the ones for the fronts, which are nicely detailed all around, the bottom, the top, and of course the rear as well. At the bottom you can even see that it has the brake pads molded in too. Now for the rears, pretty much the same story, but then just a little bit smaller, and some for the handbrakes included too. From there, we're going to move on to the interior, which is one big piece, and all of the other smaller ones go on top of it. The main bottom section, the center console, some of the pre-positioned pedal placement, and the rear parcel shelf too. The door panels are nice and clean. It does have some space for additional parts to go into, some for the seat belts, of course some armrest pieces, and then the door handle as well. This one is a separate piece, so it does make it a lot easier to paint, which is really nice to see. Same goes for the dashboard. The main big piece is there, then the additional pieces can just go into it. For the steering column, again, some of the vents, some display pieces, some buttons, and some pieces here on the top too for some more vents and grills. Since there is no back seat, we're just going to talk about the fronts. So these are coming in two pieces, the lower half and the top section, which is then molded into one piece with the rear. All very clean, some additional detailing here on the side for it to be pulled back and forth. Not sure if it does require to have it on both sides, but I'd need to check some reference images for that. And if it doesn't, then of course it can just be sanded off, but something I'm noticing, not really sure, but I can always check that later. Then for the bottom half, you of course have the one for the left and for the right, and that just makes sure that the position of the seatbelt buckle is on the other side, and that's pretty much it. All of the panel lines are nice and clear. Some could use a little bit more attention and a little bit more scribing, but that is only necessary if you're going to do it in multiple colors. Speaking of colors, what would you like to see for the interior? I'm also going to do that same question later on in the video, so a bit of a spoiler alert for the exterior, so just let me know what you guys would like to see me do on this interior. Now that you've seen the main pieces, these are all of the additional detail pieces. So the steering wheel, the rear view mirror, the steering column, some buttons for the radio, climate control, even the small screen on top, the speaker I'm guessing, and of course the grills as well. And there's not just one sprue, there are multiple sprues. This one also comes with the door handles, some more of the vents and the exhaust tips as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to keep these. Maybe I will be replacing them unless I'm going to go for a gloss black exhaust tip. Then I could just use these. They look pretty good, but a little bit boring. And one part of the design that I'm not really agreeing with, but that has nothing to do with Alphamodel. That is all onto Aston Martin. And the final two bits for the interior are pieces for the center console. This one is the main big piece, and then this one goes on top with all of the controls for the gear selectors and the additional buttons too. Really nicely detailed and super crisp casting. No mistakes to see whatsoever, and the mold lines are pretty much invisible too, which is really nicely done and something you could get used to from Alphamodel, as that is really well done in general. For the exterior, we also have a couple of separate pieces for on the rear bumper, the rear diffuser. This one needs to be painted either in black, gunmetal, or carbon fiber, depending on what spec you have chosen to go for. I believe this is never done in body color, but depending on the color you're going for, that could also be really nice. Apart from, of course, a black or a gunmetal exterior, then yeah, moving on. But maybe if you want to do it in silver or in red, that could be pretty cool too. In any case, if you want to go for a carbon fiber, then it's a lot easier with this part being a separate part, as you don't have to mess around with the rest of the body at the same time. Same goes for the front. The big intake on the nose, also a separate part and optional in carbon fiber or whatever you want to do. Like I just said, nice clean casting, big hole for the grill to be put into, and also a little bit of depth but no real detail for radiators, etc. But maybe there are some photo etch pieces to fill that in too. And I'm not sure if the other grill is included in photo etch as well, as this one is for the front, and that is made out of resin and not see-through, so let's hope they did one in photo etch as well. Otherwise, this one is nicely detailed, has some really clean shapes to it, so it wouldn't be a big shame to use this one, but with a photo etch one, it just gives a little bit more life to the model. For the headlights, we have the main buckets and then also some clear parts to detail that up as well. These parts are mostly clear, and I think some need a little bit of additional painting on the outside, but it does give a lot of nice depth to the lenses themselves. So that is a really nice piece to see. You just simply pop them in here and you're good to go. Then of course we have some mirrors. This one is just the right hand side. There is one for the other side as well. It is molded in one piece, so this part just needs to be painted or carbon fibered out, and then this one goes in the body color or carbon fiber or black, depending on what you're going to go for. Let me know, would you like to see it in carbon, maybe some black, or just do it in body color? I'd love to hear your opinions. Something you might have noticed during the quick look through the box and the components in the first section of the video is that there are two different wheels included. Both of course have two fronts, two rears, and in this case, as you can see, the rears are significantly wider than the fronts, which is a nice detail to see, and of course they have a different design as well. Now I do really like these. I do really like these as well, but I'm not really sure that either fit this build. This one makes me think of the Aston Martin DB11, and that is pretty much the bigger brother of this car. And I'm not really sure that it suits this one, and this one is a nice design in general, but again, I'm not really feeling it all that much, and the tire also looks a bit too thin. Maybe the wheel is a bit too thick, so should I just print some of my own wheels? If you have suggestions for the wheels, if you want to see me do this one in a diamond cut, this one in a diamond cut, or maybe just a full black or any other color, let me know down in the comments. But any other suggestions for wheels, I would really appreciate as well. So if you weren't already satisfied with the incredible amount of detail that's already in the parts, there are multiple sprues full of photo-etched parts. So like I had hoped for, but I didn't know as I didn't look through the box previously, there is a grill included in Photo-etched 2. It has the main center grill piece and then some of the outer rings to thicken that up a little bit and make it a bit more realistic, which is really nice to see. Then there's multiple additional details for some of the grills, some of the speakers on the interior, and other bits all around. And then of course the main general piece of Photo-etched with all of the grills for more in the dashboard, some of the window wipers. This one goes behind the main grill in the front, which is a nice additional detail. I was afraid that this was not included, but luckily they did. Some detail parts for the brakes front and rear, and of course the main discs themselves as well. Now it does look like they did not include the carbon ceramic option. I'm not sure that this car did have a carbon ceramic option, but I think it did. It just has the standard steel ones, not a big deal, still looks pretty nice, but I could decide to go and upgrade these to the carbon ceramic ones and maybe print some of my own versions. But again, do let me know down in the comments if you'd like to see that, or maybe if I should just stick to the standard ones included in the kit. Then there are some more bits for some of the window wipers, some rings for around some speakers or other bezel details, and some screens, and then a smaller one with additional details for some of the screens, some Aston Martin letters, which are incredibly impossible to use. So it's nice to see that they did include it, but I have no clue how anyone would ever have the option to stick this onto anything, as it's way too small. If you do know how to use these, then I'd love to know, but as far as I know, these are pretty much useless. Some more details for some of the indicators, some bits for underneath the decal badges, which I've never really used before, as the decals themselves are good enough for me, and this just thickens them up a little bit, but nothing that I can see of great use or value in this one, apart from of these smaller grills right here. And of course for the seat belts. Now speaking of badges, there are some other decals included too. This one is a metal transfer sticker, and that has the Aston Martin, which was done in the Photo-etched 2. It does have it twice, so if you mess it up you have a spare. Some for the mirrors, and a bezel piece for around the airbag on the steering wheel. And then the main one, which is really nice to see, these are some decals with the Aston Martin logos for on the front and rear, and maybe on the seats or for on the steering wheel. This is a super nice and realistic looking decal, which looks like it is actually made out of metal, and it really looks super cool, and I'm glad they include these, as I really love the way that these look on their models. And there is also a final sprue with Photo-etched. I believe these are some grills that you can replace somewhere, but I'm not exactly sure what they are for, or maybe in the rear. Yeah, I think they are for in the rear bumper, or at least that rear diffuser piece. And they come with a die or mold set as well. You place the Photo-etched part in here, then just press these together really hard and it conforms to shape. Now without these two bits, there is another set as well for the different size. This would be pretty much impossible. So I'm really glad that they included it, as it does give a lot more life, realism, and a bit of ease of building to these parts as well. So really cool that they start including these with more and more kits, and I'd like to see this more in the future as well. So you've already seen some of the clear parts for the headlights, but there are a couple more. This one is just the lens for the front headlight. There are two, one for the left, one for the right, they decided to mold these instead of doing them out of this flat clear plastic, and I like these a lot more as they conform to shape a lot better, as they are pretty much pre-shaped already. So these are a good thing. And then of course the main gripe that I have with all of these Alphamodel kits and most of these aftermarket resin kits is the clear parts. It is good that they have a pre-painted black edge around it, which makes it a lot easier and cleaner. They are pre-cut as well, and usually the size is correct. Sometimes they are a little bit too big, which is not that big of a deal. You can just simply cut some of the edges off, and sometimes they are a little bit too small. But in general, they do not want to conform to the shape of the body all that well, and it is always a really hard part of the build for me. And if you mess it up, it usually is right here. Now, I just used some super glue to keep it all in place, but if you guys have any other tips, I have looked into canopy glue, but that just takes up a really long time to set up and dry. Again, if you have any suggestions on how you include or glue these pieces in, do let me know. I'm really curious to know more options than simply just using super glue with a high potential of messing it up, or the canopy glue, which takes ages to set up. For further detailing that was not already included in the main parts themselves, or even in the additional Photo-etched pieces, there is an incredibly nice decal set too. It has some details for on the wheels, some buttons for on the center console bits, all of the gauges of course, some grills, some logos, everything you pretty much need for a build of this magnitude. Then there is a specific version built in real life. I think it's some kind of limited edition, not sure which one, maybe the AMR edition, which has all of these yellow highlights around the body, stripes on top that you could see in the instructions, I believe, or on the box as well. Let's see, in the instructions, should have it here of course, or in the reference material. Right here, with some stripes for on top of the body, on the lower diffuser, which seems to be done entirely in the yellow, and the one for in the front grille. I really like this one, as it is a bit of the lipstick design used on the race cars back in the day. Maybe the one on the top, the rear diffuser, is a little bit too much, but maybe the entire yellow highlighting is a bit too much if I think of it. But overall, it's a pretty nice detail to add. Not sure if I'm going to use this. Probably not, but it kind of does look cool. What do you guys think? And with that being said, that's pretty much all for the exterior. I believe these are for the seats to highlight some of the stitching as well. But if you're not going to do the exterior, then I'd probably not do the interior either. But again, I would love to know your thoughts. And then the final bit, the body. Most of it is molded in one: the side skirts, the front bumper, the rear bumper, the front diffuser, splitter, and rear diffuser are molded separately, as I've shown earlier in the video, and the rest is pretty much all there. It is really nice and clean, no imperfections, bubbles, or weird spots on the exterior, all nice and smooth. All of the panel lines, again, as usual, not too bad, but a little bit of a hit and miss. Some, like on the doors, are really, really nice. Same for the one on the side here. They could use a little bit more scribing, but that is easily done. And the ones that are the hardest to scribe are the shallowest of all. Now they are here, they are nice and clean, but they do need a bit of work before painting, as they are really, really shallow. And with a couple coats of primer and probably some sanding, they will disappear entirely. So these do need a bit of attention. Same goes for the one on the other side. Then the one for the gas filler. It is not the greatest, but it is still a lot better than this one. Overall, no big deal or any problem there, but it just requires a little bit of attention before painting, and the rest can simply just be sanded up, scribed out, and moved into the spray booth without any filler or repairs needed whatsoever.